First Minister, we're expecting a net zero statement from the Prime Minister in which he'll weaken some key green policies. What's your reaction to that?
I think it is completely unforgivable for the UK government, for the Prime Minister, in the face of complete climate catastrophe, as we've seen, particularly over the course of the summer, to roll back on commitments to reach net zero. What they're also doing is taking the UK out of the global consensus that climate action has to be taken at pace.
But the UK government says it's still committed to that net zero target by 2050. Isn't that the key point here?
I don't think many people believe that. I don't think people believe that neither they're committed to that, because that will be the next target they roll back on, or frankly, from the changes that are reportedly being announced, that they will actually be able to meet that 2050 target.
Now to Scotland, where the government there has scrapped the flagship climate change target they set themselves and says they'll now focus on meeting net zero targets in 2045 instead of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 75% by 2030.
The phrase used by the Scottish Government in that speech was an ambitious new package of measures in order to get to that ultimate goal of net zero by the year 2045. But this has been met with scathing criticism from charities and third sector organisations, branding it an acute global embarrassment, the worst environmental decision in the history of the Scottish Parliament. And essentially we have had a change in tact from the Scottish Government, a dropping of a key commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 75% by the end of this decade. That is a commitment that is now gone. Annual targets also have been ditched and replaced with a new system. However, the overall ambition, as I mentioned, of getting to net zero by 2045, 5 years ahead of the UK plan, still remains the focus of this government.
What? But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?